Hakeem Olufemi Gbajabiamila. God bless you all.
The leadership of the House will put together our report and our recommendations and our thoughts.
House set to come up with recommendations to end lingering ASUU strike.
The journey that will ordinarily last 1.5 hours now took 3 hours to complete.
And lawmakers call for urgent need to fix Abuja-Kaduna highway. Glad to have you join me again for yet another interesting package of the legislative program House Tickets, a weekly package that documents the workings of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Dihelia Mamza, your anchor. On today's episode of the program, we have reports on the continuation of the meeting between the House leadership and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, a two-day legislative retreat organized by the House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, on Investment and Securities Bill, as well as a summary of plenary proceedings for the week. Please don't go away as House Ticket returns fully in a moment. Join us again.
The entire purpose of the legislative agenda is to direct our legislative resources and efforts in a coordinated effort to ensure the well-being of the individual in a life of safety and freedom. That is a high ambition, but it's well worth the effort. We have passed landmark legislation to fix our oil and gas industry, reform the police, and reorganize the corporate administration system in our country. We have considered and passed meaningful legislation that impacts all areas of our national life.
Let us start the program with reports from plenary proceedings as lawmakers bring up issues for legislative scrutiny. This they did in form of bills and motions, highlights of which include a call for the amendment of the Evidence Act, the Act establishing the Code of Conduct Bureau, as well as a motion on the rehabilitation of the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, alongside other infrastructural motions. The report is compiled and presented from our studio.
On Tuesday, the 27th of September 2022, Representative Datti Muhammad moved a motion alongside over 30 members on the urgent need for the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to commence construction of the Abuja-Kaduna Highway. In leading the debate, the lawmaker stated that the urgency of the need for the rehabilitation of the road is to curtail the continuous hardship suffered by motorists plying the road.
Concerning incessant and rampant incident of banditry along the Abuja-Kaduna Highway, the contractor withdrew its workers from the road for security reasons. Note that at the time of the withdrawal by the contractor, at least one half of the stretch of the road had been graded and covered only in laterite, which after the intense rainfall of the past few months has given way to gouges and potholes that have left the road unmotorable and severely slowed down traffic, such that the journey that will ordinarily last 1.5 hours now took 3 hours to complete.
Prayers on the motion include a call on the relevant agencies of the government and committees of the House to ensure compliance, a call that the security apparatus of the country should ensure security coverage for the rehabilitation and reconstruction process. The motion, being infrastructural in nature, was voted on and adopted.
Those against, please say name. The ayes have it.
For bills, several bills were presented for first reading, among which are Office of the Budget Management of the Federation Bill 2022, sponsored by Representative Femi Gbajabiamila and Representative Henry Nwauba. Nigerian Content in Program, Contract, Science, Engineering, Technology and Innovation Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Representative Dachung Musa Pagos. National Agency for Technology Management Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Representative Ben La. Several bills were also passed as second reading during the week, which include a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the National Religious Harmony Commission and for related matters, sponsored by Representative Femi Gbajabiamila and Representative Abubakar Hassan Fulata. The bill was voted on, approved, and referred to the Committee of the Whole. A bill for an act to prohibit late payment, underpayment of workers' wages, pension and other emolument in Nigeria, and prescribes penalty for violation and for related matters, sponsored by Representative Femi Gbajabiamila. The bill was voted on, approved, and referred to the Committee of the Whole. Still at second reading, the House also considered a bill for an act to amend the Evidence Act 2004 to bring its provisions in line with global technological advancements in evidence taking, which shall be applicable to all judicial proceedings in or before courts in Nigeria and for related matters. It was sponsored by Representative Ifeanyi Chudi Moma and Representative Ogonna Ozurigbo. The bill drew comments and observations.
The Evidence Act of 2004 has already been repealed and replaced with Evidence Act of 2011, which is now part of the laws of the Federation of Nigeria. Is there? 2011 Evidence Act is what we have now. We don't have 2004 Evidence Act. And therefore, they are asking for the repeal of a law that has been repealed. And so
basically, Mr. Speaker, you know, in the criminal justice system, when you tender evidence, there are two main considerations. That is the admissibility of the evidence and its relevancy. That's admissibility and relevancy of the evidence being tendered. So basically, the defect this amendment is trying to cure is to further enhance electronic mode of evidence when it comes to admissibility and its relevancy. And secondly, if you electronic transactions are not captured.
I think it's best, first of all, to ask Honorable Chidi, what is the exact provision that you are trying to amend? And then we find out if that particular provision is in the law already, as opposed to a general global advancement.
The bill was voted on, approved, and referred to the Committee of the Whole.
So now we'll go.
On Wednesday, the 28th of September 2022, about 7 similar bills were consolidated. Some of the consolidated bills were titled A Bill for an Act to Amend the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act 2004 and for related matters. The lawmakers who sponsored this individually include Representative Nkiruka Onyejocha, Representative Obinna Chidoka, Representative Osai Nicholas Osai, Representative Olajide Olatubosun, Representative Solomon Bob, and Representative Roland Igbakpa. Part of the consolidated bill also include a bill for an act to amend the Code of Conduct Bureau Tribunal Act 2004 to remove the name of spouse from the list of persons required to declare their assets and for related matters, sponsored by Representative Tasir Olawale Raji. The bills were voted on, approved for consolidation, and the House Committee on Rules and Business was asked to schedule a date for the debate of the general principle of the newly consolidated bill.
The program is House Tickets, and before the short break, we just had a summary of plenary proceedings for the week under review. The program continues with the report from the Speaker's office, where stakeholders reconvened to further deliberate on the way forward in the 7-month-long strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU.
Shows the peculiarity of each environment.
At the Thursday 29th September meeting convened at the instance of the Speaker of the House, the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, as well as the Acting Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Okoliabo Silva, were present. Also on ground were the Head of Service of the Federation, Mrs. Folashade Esson, Director General of Budget Office, Mr. Ben Akabweze, Director of Information, National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDDA, Mr. Usman Abdullahi, as well as the leadership of ASUU.
What I said at the last meeting, sir,
The acting accountant general of the Federation says the office of the accountant general was willing to accommodate the salary peculiarities payments demanded by the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASUU) in the Integrated Payroll and Personal Information Payment System (IPPIS). Silva said that if there were peculiarities in ASUU's pay, what needed to be done was to sit down and incorporate it in the pay platform.
I don't have any issue whatsoever with ASUU maybe insisting that they get their due salary, that IPPIS takes into consideration their peculiarities. And I said last week that if I were ASUU, or if I were in the university committee, my concern should be, am I getting the appropriate salary when I'm supposed to get it? If the answer is yes, then whatever system you're using to pay me, being as far as I'm concerned, is fine.
According to him, identifying and knowing the issues and addressing them is important in order to correct whatever mistakes they make. He said that if the federal government, through the Office of the Accountant General, accepted ASUU's demand to incorporate the UTAS payment platform, other workers with peculiarities would make same demand.
Mr. Speaker, as we speak now in the university environment, we already have two. We have one for the academic staff and non-academic staff. Maybe, you never know, maybe a time is going to come when the cleaners will say, no, we are not professors, give us our own. A time will come when maybe law professors will come, we are law professors, give us our own. In the health sector, the same thing will happen. As we speak, the military is on IPPS, police is on IPPS. And they're also peculiar, they have their own peculiarities.
DG of the Budget Office, Mr. Ben Akabweze, on his part, said that acquiring, deploying and maintaining any payment application was not going to be cheap, adding that it would require huge resources.
We are vehemently opposed to multiple applications because all that it will do is, worsen our already bad fiscal situation, because it will cost money. You'll be spending money at those multiple points.
Once a trade dispute occurs,
the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, said the federal government would not offer ASUU what it did not have.
For example, finance minister have to tell you, with the budget office, what they can afford in this bad environment. Because a guiding principle in CBA negotiation, even authored by the ILO, for the 187 member countries, is ability to pay. That guy's any negotiation, especially if money is involved. You don't pay today, and tomorrow you are owing. No? You can't offer what you don't have.
It was based on that the other...
ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, on his part, said it was unfortunate that many do not understand the university system.
This is why we're having this call today. Many of us don't understand what university is, but the civil service want to interfere inside the university, which is not going anywhere in the world. The military are talking about, sir, it's not correct. The military, they pay their basic salary. The military pay their allowances. Because of the peculiarity.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Representative Femi Gbajabiamila, in conclusion says the House will come up with its recommendations, which he appealed to ASUU to accept in good faith. He added that the executive had spoken, just as the judiciary and now the legislature.
Let me just say, I believe this will be, hopefully, the last meeting we're going to have on this matter. Because from here, the leadership of the House will put together our report and our recommendations and our thoughts and take it to Mr. President. That's why we're here, to interface and to look for solutions. I'm hoping that with whatever we have done, ASUU will at least, this is an independent arm of government, accept in good faith. And hopefully government too will accept in good faith, so that our children can go back to school.
Still to come on the program is a report on the legislative retreats organized and held by the House Committee on Capital Markets and Institutions at UYO, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Let's get the report. Don't go away.
The House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions recently organized a legislative retreat on the Investment and Securities Bill. The retreat held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State from 22nd to 25th September 2022, and it had the objective of preferring solutions to identified gaps in existing laws and ensuring a more vibrant capital market.
Let me start by welcoming each and every one of you to this very important retreat.
Speaking during the retreat, Chairman of the committee, Representative Babangida Ibrahim, noted that the retreat, which was in conjunction with the Securities and Exchange Commission, is a manifestation of good things that happen when the executive and the legislature work together for the good of Nigeria. He noted that the turnout of senators and members of the House at the event shows the dedication of the 9th National Assembly to ensure reforms in national laws to boost infrastructure and create the enabling environment for Nigerians and entities to thrive.
If you look at the participants, it includes members of the National Assembly, it includes all the key players in the capital market, including the regulators. And the intention is to come together, x-ray the proposal of this bill, look at it honestly, objectively, so that at the end of the day, the aim of introducing this bill is achieved.
Speaking on the bill, Honorable Babangida said it is to, amongst other things, seek to ensure the strengthening of the enforcement powers of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), in line with the requirements of the International Organization of Securities Commission's Enhanced Multilateral Memorandum of Understanding, to enable the SEC retain its signatory A status.
Essentially, if you look at some of the key sections of the bill that need to be addressed, include the strengthening of the power of SEC, that is the enforcement power of SEC, to allow it to impose all the necessary regulations to ensure an efficient capital market.
The lawmakers said the bill further seeks to expand the membership of the board of the commission through the inclusion of the Director General of the National Pension Commission. This, according to him, would ensure greater understanding of the capital market in order to generate greater participation in and investments into the market by pension fund administrators and pension fund custodians. He identified some other areas the bill seeks to address.
Security and Investment Tribunal also was captured in the bill. The establishment of the tribunal, the jurisdiction, the authority of the tribunal has also been strengthened. Some of the major challenges that has been experienced in recent times is the issue of borrowing by subnationals. This aspect was also addressed in the bill, and many more.
Representative Ibrahim urged the National Assembly members and others as stakeholders in the capital market sector of Nigeria to continue to do all they can to leave the market better, more trustworthy, transparent, prosperous, and adequately regulated than they met it. Also speaking at the retreat, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Capital Market, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, who was represented by Senator Michael Nnachi, said the capital market remains a viable tool for the growth and sustainability of the Nigerian economy.
It is an indispensable component that will guarantee the functionality of a modern economy. Indeed, no economy can achieve any meaningful development without the important role capital market plays in supply medium to long-term financing.
He added that Nigeria needs and deserves an internationally competitive and well-functioning capital market to facilitate ongoing economic diversification by the government. He also said his thoughts on the importance of the Investment and Securities Bill.
The Senate Committee on Capital Market believes that the enactment of the Investment and Security Bill 2021 will be a key step that direction, and that is why it is expedient for all stakeholders here present to chart a common course that will further strengthen the capital market so that it can continue to function as a gateway to economic development of our nation.
With the National Assembly.
While giving his own remarks, the Director General of the Security and Exchange Commission (SEC), Mr. Lamido Yuguda, said the Commission has received strong support from the leadership of the National Assembly, particularly from the two capital market committees of both chambers of the Assembly.
Let me particularly and most sincerely appreciate His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Ibikunle Amosun, CON, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Capital Market, and the amiable Honorable Babangida Ibrahim, the chairman of the House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. Both of you have shown remarkable understanding of the critical importance of the capital market to actualize our nation's socio-economic development aspirations. We are pleased by your commitment and resolve to move Nigeria's capital market to the next level.
He speaks further on what the provisions of the Investment and Securities Bill are meant to do.
The provisions of the bill are meant to, among others, redefine the regulatory landscape of the capital market, improve the efficiency of key stakeholders, enhance the Commission's ability to implement the capital market master plan, support and regulate the fintech sector to attract younger people into the market, strengthen our ability to deter illegal fund managers and their menace on the investing public, and enhance the powers of the Investment and Securities Tribunal for faster and more efficient resolution of disputes.
There were also goodwill messages by stakeholders at the two-day retreat.
So this bill really does help the capital markets to get on very quickly with the pace of a lot that is happening in technology, whether that is around the listings of technology companies, whether that is around digital assets and things of that nature. The second, of course, is the fact that the importance of regulation to our markets cannot really be overemphasized. And I speak on behalf of the market to say that when we think about the, of course, very good level of regulation that we have, we do think that there is a need through this bill also to continue to strengthen that.
I'm very, very happy that the Securities and Exchange Commission, they've been led by the DG, has looked into the ISA to put a lot of bite into the document, whereby the commodities market will be able to play a very, very significant role in our economy.
Some of the lawmakers also shared their thoughts on the retreat.
It's to fine-tune the act, the law, with a view to making it more proactive, more responsive to present day challenges of the industry. Hitherto, there are a lot of challenges with regards to confidence in the market. Many people, since the crash of the market some 10 or 15 years ago, people are not comfortable with investing in securities. Therefore, this law seeks to amend various sections of the act with a view to restoring public confidence in the market.
That was how the legislative retreat on the Investment and Securities Bill held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State went. Time to say goodbye on house ticket for tonight. He's hoping you've been provided with more education on the workings of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's meet again next week on the NTA Parliament for more from the House. Many thanks for watching.